You know what's nuts is This Isn't My Degree started out as just literally a claimed Instagram handle where I wanted to showcase my work on Instagram and social media because I had just gotten laid off from my job in the pandemic. And I was like, I think I can do photo and video production full time. I think I can do that. So I was looking for jobs and stuff, and I was like trying to figure out what my career path would look like. So from there, I would post and post and post. And then 2 years ago, I came up with the idea, well, why don't I turn it into a podcast? And why don't I interview content creators? And why don't I talk to these people that are in the industry and learn from them? And then showcase their stories and have conversations that people aren't having in this industry. This isn't my degree. And for a lot of the people that I talk to, this isn't their degree either. This is my BFA in graphic design. And this isn't my degree. Welcome to the show, where I give you a backstage pass into the life of a full-time creative, because that's what I am. And we have a lot to catch up on. I'm going to keep this very brief. A new season of the podcast is officially coming out. There are episodes ready to go. I just wanted to preface this season with an update, just from me. And I feel like I'm catching up with an old friend. And I'd love to know what you're up to in the comments below as well, and what you've been up to. Because what I've been up to is just doing a lot of reflecting of what This Isn't My Degree should be as a brand. And it gets all businessy talk. Like, I hate being super professional. I'm very much so a laid back person. And I think that's one of the reasons people love to shoot with me, is because I don't take this, I'm not super serious and throwing out corporate jargon every 2 seconds, because who's got time for that? Like, we're supposed to have fun doing this, producing content and creating awesome things together. It's meant to be fun. And that's why the podcast is also so laid back, because who's got time to be serious? The last time I wore a suit was at Nelly's Black and White Ball. And before that, I don't even remember the last time I wore a suit, because who's got time to be serious? But This Isn't My Degree started out as this super cool concept in the podcast. I was like, I want to talk to people. I want to interview creatives. I think that there's a real opportunity here to help people out that are curious about content creation and want to get into this industry. Or they're current social media managers, and maybe they just want a new way of seeing things and shifting their perspective. Or, people that are already seasoned veterans in the content creation space that have been doing it way longer than me. Maybe they want to chime in and throw in their 2 cents and, just help people out by teaching them a thing or two. It's I didn't go to school for this. I always tell people that I learned from YouTube University, which some people think is awesome. Some people think, well, you need a traditional education to actually learn anything, which is not true at all, because I'm sitting here now with a studio and lights and a camera, and I edited all this together, and I've mixed the audio and all of it. I learned from YouTube because I applied myself, because I'm a firm believer that formal education is great because it teaches you structure, it teaches you routine, and it gets you in a flow, and it teaches you consistency. I think that people think that This Isn't My Degree is a stab at formal education, when really it's not. I'm a big advocate for it, because I learned a lot of the processes that I have now because of how I operated in college. But at the same time, the learning doesn't stop once you walk across that stage. And plus, the Dante that got handed that diploma is very different than the Dante that's sitting right here. That Dante that was handed that degree thought that he was going to be a graphic designer, then a creative director overseeing advertising campaigns at an agency. Would I be open to doing that still? Yeah. It sounds fun. I just like creating. But I'm now 3 years into self-employment, doing video production and photo and brand design full time. Effectively, I have become a micro agency myself, because I have people that I bring on for projects. And I guess you could loosely say I have an informal team of people that I lean on. I have a network of creatives that help me bring things to life. It's crazy. If I had to put a job title to myself, it'd be creative director. And it is. It's just not in the sense that I thought I would be whenever I was walking across that stage in 2017. And it's crazy because not only is it this time 8 years ago, whenever I graduated, It's also 3 years ago is when I put in my 2 weeks at my job and I was like, I want to take a bet on myself. I want to see what I can do. I want to see what I'm capable of. I want to see how I can bring this to life. You know, it's crazy to see how far things have come since then. But it was in college that I asked myself this question. What would it be like to go from content consumer to content creator? And that's the whole premise of This Isn't My Degree, is to see what it would be like going from content consumer to content creator. And I know that there are a lot of you guys that feel the same way. There are a lot of people out there that feel the same way, and they're asking themselves the same question. So This Isn't My Degree, while it has been a very fun podcast, and while it has been an extraordinary journey, it's going to be changing, where now we're going to be a source of education for people that want to get into this. And this is going to take many forms. Like, this channel is not going to be exclusively the podcast anymore. I'll just be totally blunt with you. It's going to be a mixture of educational videos, tutorials, behind the scenes experience. Like, you're going to see the real world experience at shoots, and also just like the behind the scenes of like just kicking it at the studio, because we're a vibe, if I'm being honest. I mean, you could probably tell based on the previous episodes, or if you like subscribe to my personal channel, you probably have noticed. But no, it's going to be an exciting thing, because I want this to be something that I wish I had whenever I first started. I really would have benefited from having a source of education that showed me what it was like to do this. And of course, like, I'm very grateful for the creators that I did subscribe to and follow and I learned from, but I do think it's extraordinarily beneficial to have a community and a place and just a source of education that I can learn from. So what does this look like for you? I mean, well, the podcast is still going to be happening. It's going to take different forms. It's not going to be, featuring new creators every single week, but there will be consistent episodes. There will still be interviews with creators. That's just what I want this to be, is like a source of education and podcasts where we talk about these things, and also new video formats. I'm excited. Like, I want to tell you so bad what I've got cooking, but I can't, because oh my God, it's so freaking cool. Like, this new video series that we have, I've literally never seen it on YouTube. I haven't seen it on social media, period. I haven't even seen it on traditional TV. Like, it's going to be sick, and it's going to be entertaining, and it's going to be chaotic, and it's going to be insightful. And it's going to be a learning experience for really all of us, because it's going to help us tell better stories. That's all I'll leave you with. I want to say more. Trust me. I want to tell you everything. So This Isn't My Degree is going to be taking a new form. It's going to be different. It's going to be a whole new experience. And I'm excited to take you guys along on this chapter, because, again, I just want this to I want this to be bigger than me, because I have my own personal YouTube channel. I have my own content that I make, but I want this to be something that's bigger than me. Something that builds a community, something that gives people a place to check in with and a place to learn from. So highly encourage you to subscribe, of course, to the channel, but check out our website, because I've started a blog where, if you're like a business owner and you're somebody that's like trying to build out your brand, it's just like free, insightful tips on like strategy. And like, should you, like, the post I just put out yesterday was, should you do long form or short form content? Which is better? And like, the algorithm doesn't hate you, but don't send it mixed signals, and like ways that you can overcome that. It's like, I've learned so much being in this space, and I've learned so much from other creators. And I don't know. I want to see more people doing this. And that's why I'm not throwing this stuff like behind a paywall. It's just on YouTube for people to enjoy and learn and get educated. And that's why I called the blog Extra Credit, because it's for the people that are going the extra mile and going out of their way to go learn more about content creation, because there's so many different layers to this. And whether you want to do it for fun and like just start your own like visual diary of a YouTube channel, or if you actually want to turn this into a business, like there's so many ways and paths you could do. You could take this, but you don't know what way you want to take it until you learn what goes into it. And then once you start getting the reps in, that's whenever you get stuff figured out. Because the Dante that quit his job is also very different from the Dante that sits here today. Because back then I was like, oh, I just want to make cool content. I want to make videos. I want to do all this stuff. But now I'm like, I think about this so differently. But that's also because I now have 3 years of full-time self-employment experience under my belt. So it's going to be exciting. I'm excited to bring you guys along for this journey and show you what I got, what I'm cooking with. This Isn't My Degree started out as something like so simple. It was just like, I want to showcase cool stuff and have a cool Instagram handle that's like, oh, this isn't my degree. And everyone's always loved it. And because it's relatable. But now it's evolving into something bigger, and I can't wait to see where it goes. I can't wait to look at this in like a year, 5 years, 10 years, and see where this is headed and like what has happened since then. That's where I'll leave you guys for today. So if you want to get a glimpse into like what we've been up to in the show notes, there's all the info down there, like the Instagram, my personal YouTube channel where I do tech reviews and I do creator education, where I do like more personalized stuff. Like I talk about how I shoot movies with my iPhone, basically. It's going to be an exciting thing. And I can't wait for the next chapter of This Isn't My Degree. Now we're reaching the master's level courses and the real content. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of This Isn't My Degree. I appreciate you taking the time to listen, or if you're like driving to work, driving home from work, sitting at your desk, or if you're just out on a jog or whatever it is you're doing in life. I hope you're doing it successfully, doing it well, and to the level that you want to do it. So let's buckle up and get ready to grow together, because this is about to go crazy. You're about to go crazy. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.